Don here, David Kane. Here. Steve Dickinson.
Here.
Ed McGurl.
Here.
Pat Bolger.
Here.
Phil Hart.
Here.
George Suzak.
Here.
And I see Kim and the chief. First order of business to approve the minutes of February 12. I did not see any changes. Did anybody have any?
I move we approve. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Okay. There's no consent agenda, executive session, scheduled request to address. Non-scheduled requests. Don, you have a question? This is your idea of a good evening, yeah? Chief, anything from you?
Couple of things, Mr. Chairman. As you know, the council had to move some items through the calendar. On this Monday, March 17th, the council will be presented with both the capital and operating budget as proposed by the commission, as well as the 2014 season rates. They will also be presented with the asset inventory that you adopted at your last meeting. The harbor management ordinance and harbor management plan revisions that are proposed to the council will be heard on April 7th. The second item is I confirmed with Mike Gray about the East Ferry boat ramp. He is working to schedule that as soon as possible. He has to rent a machine to do that work, schedule his people to do it, and work around the weather and tides to do that work. So he knows the sense of urgency, if you will, to get that done as soon as possible. So he is, as always, very attentive to that and on top of it.
It was just pointed out here that one of our channel markers has apparently come apart and a piece of it's floating down at East Ferry. And I would normally ask Sam to look into that, but of course he's not around.
Yeah, I was not aware of that.
I don't know if there's much to be done.
Well, we
should
try to salvage it because it may be that we can weld it back onto the base.
Do you know which marker it is?
It's the starboard marker. It's green, and its location is just opposite the north entrance to Shoreby Hill along the beach.
So is there a piece of it that's come apart?
Big green piece.
It's the full green. It's the full green channel marker, the one closest to shore, and the cylinder, it has a base and then it has the cylinder on top. They have come apart, so there's two pieces to it. But other than that, the buoy looks intact unless the steel piece that holds the shackle and chain is rotted away. Then,
but the pieces are still there, just apart.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe we can grab it tonight before it floats off again. Save ourselves. I think they're pretty expensive, actually.
They are.
They are.
Right.
I don't know if that's a police matter. I guess. Who do you call?
We'll figure out a way to get it done. We'll get it done.
Thank you. All right, we have the budget here. We had one in the packet, and then we just got one now, right?
No, there was not one. That is the one.
There wasn't one today.
I lost it already. Anything new and novel? I got it. Thanks, Kim. Anything surprising?
No.
It's too early to tell anything. Okay. Kim, do you have a separate report?
The wait list is now closed for the season, and permit renewals will be going out next week. Target date March 20th.
Okay, and the chief just said that the budget will be adopted Monday. There's no change in the rate, so you can proceed, I take it?
That's what I'm...
Yeah. That'd be awkward, but... Any report from, well, no planning or town council, anything from conservation, George? Well, you and Don have great social lives. Anything from budget, Bruce?
Nope.
Facilities, Ed?
No, Chief covered it.
Yeah. Dave, Warrings?
Nope, but on traffic, I was asked at our meeting a month ago whether or not this commission had ever discussed the subject of resident parking stickers at West Ferry, and I said not during the 3 years that I've been on the board. And I think they made a recommendation to the council that resident parking stickers be eliminated. And the reasoning behind it was that they wanted to have, I believe it was 12 parking spaces available to the public rather than to go unused during heavy usage.
Well, if they're heavily used, why would they be unused during periods of heavy usage?
Apparently, if there are 12 resident places, they can only be used by residents, and there's no guarantee that they use them.
No, I'd hate to see we get even more insular in our approach, too.
Yeah.
We already have plenty of double fee structures. No old business, no new business. The only correspondence is the CRMC calendar. Move we accept that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anything further for open forum?
At present forum, I'd like to jump back to new business.
What's that?
I had Chief had spoken last meeting about the work, a survey that was done on 4K Pier. I had an opportunity to read the consultant's report, and I would like to recommend that maybe we get a presentation of that from Mike or consultant. It's a very detailed, very thorough evaluation along with Sam's video. But the bottom line of that is the repairs that the consultant has detailed out in great detail come to $400,000. So I think the council needs to look at it very thoroughly and decide, going forward, do we want to put extra money in, or do we want to restrict the pier and do minor repairs, or they've recommended not allowing boats over 35 feet on it. So it's a very detailed report.
Where is that now? We haven't seen it.
It's in Mike Gray, done by RJ Consulting.
Yeah, as Pat suggests, the consultant has submitted that to Mike. Mike and I have not sit down in detail to talk about it. I think as we discussed at the last meeting, it would be appropriate at some juncture to have Mike and the consultant come in to give you that presentation, because it is a very detailed report, as Pat is emphasized, and at that point, the commission's going to have to decide what is the future use of that pier and what is the future investment into it.
Well, the understructure is very good.
Yeah, that's what Sam told us.
Everything else needs to be rebraced, retied, refitted, and those things. And he goes through it in great detail. That's why I think it's great. The council getting a presentation or getting it from a briefing.
Well,
I think
it should come here first, right?
Yeah, it should come here.
Right.
And we can recommend to the council what we think ought to be done.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what I
So I
can...
think you need a meeting.
Oh, yeah. Well,
You take a good half hour, 3/4 of an hour, get through this.
so you think a special meeting is called for?
No, I think we can do it at 8:04, right?
I would keep it on a light agenda meeting. It's a very lengthy report, and I would imagine the presentation is going to take some time. What I could do is ask Mike and the consultant to schedule whatever their first convenient meeting date is to attend.
Yeah.
No, that'd be great.
It might ask Sam to attend, and it's not on duty.
Right.
Because he did surveys on it.
Right. Well, we had that interesting video.
But the pilings themselves beneath the pier are in good shape. That was my
Yes.
understanding, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
okay.
When you see the report, you'll see that it's broken down basically to
Okay.
some structural
Very
needs
right.
is one component, and there's a
So
second.
basically,
phase.
it's the pilings and the deck, and the real problem is all the structure above the water line, essentially.
That's my
correct?
understanding. That's
I guess that's what gets the most damage, is the tide goes up
Yeah.
and down and you have fresh
Yeah.
water rotting.
Yep.
Well, as soon as they can bring it in, let's by all means schedule that, please. Okay, anything else?
Question.
Yeah.
What's the link, if any, between us and what this parking committee is doing under Chief Todd?
Well,
I was designated or voted by this commission and appointed by the council to be a member of the
You're on the
park.
parking.
Right. And I was just reporting back that bit, the relates to us. And I can only say that I think it was a consensus of the traffic committee that they wanted to be inclusive when they recommended that change to the council. The council hasn't acted on it yet, but to make it open to all comers.
I think there's going to be a parking issue again at West Ferry,
That's what I'm talking about.
because with the change of ownership of the shipyard, you're going to have the question all over again about parking on the shipyard property.
Well, you might want to look at the minutes of the meeting. I don't remember them verbatim, but I do know that between the first two north-south streets on the north side of Narragansett Avenue, a no parking area was recommended to the council for approval, so as to eliminate parking between those two blocks on the north side. And there was also a recommendation to increase or improve parallel parking along the south side of Narragansett Avenue for an equal distance, and I think that was going to open up additional spaces. And I don't recall the numbers, but there are quite a few spaces allocated going out onto the pier and the parking area out there. But there's a lot of detail in the minutes of that meeting.
What is the requirement of the regular attendance? I know the case of Bill on the east side. Bill has all his recipients parked in his lot. What is the situation at the West End? They have property that used to be used for parking, now they're trying to have picnic areas.
Yeah, again, I'd refer you respectfully to the minutes of that meeting because I don't recall them all, and there are a lot of parts to the puzzle. But I do recall specifically that what has previously been used as the office building is going to be converted to a residential use, and those parking spaces for the residents will go around on the north-south road, and the new office will be between the largest marina building and the head of the pier along the north border of the property. So there are quite a few changes taking place.
Have they been back to you about transferring the moorings, Kim? Because they're supposed to come here and get approval of that before they transfer all their commercial moorings to a new entity. Remember when Larry and Allison did that?
I haven't had much contact with them.
You might want to just give them a call before they get tangled up early in the season without the right to, issue mooring rentals.
It's been a lot. We've had some discussions prior.
They know about that obligation?
Not sure, I'll make sure.
I talked to Larry about it. He told me he had made sure they knew about it, but you know how that goes.
Mr. Chairman, is it your suggestion that it's just a formal process that they make that request of those 108?
No, it's absolutely the ordinance.
Okay.
Yeah, commercial moorings have to come here before they can be transferred.
I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Yeah. Anything else? Motion to adjourn? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We're under 10, but under 15 ain't bad.
Canadian, 7:30.
You can walk.
Oh, wait.
You didn't close the eye.